Okay guys, I'm going to show you 3 different ways to wedge the colored clay together. Here I have a half pound of each, half pound. This could be wedged a little. These have been wedged individually. So half pound of brown, half pound of white. Here I have a pound of white and a half pound of brown. And here I have 2 pounds of each. Now I know you're not going to be doing 2 pounds because you just don't have that much clay, but I just want to show you when you do have a larger amount of clay, or if you wanted to do brown and white versus, you know, green or black or blue and white, you can slice it, and each of these different techniques creates a different swirl. So I'm just slicing the bigger pieces into like 4 slices each. They don't have to be perfectly even. It's better if they're not. And then I'm just going to start alternatingly stacking them. So there's a white. I'm going to take a brown, and I'm not just going to plop it down. I'm going to kind of slowly ease it down to try to make sure I don't incorporate any air. And then same thing with each layer, just gently merging them together, trying not to incorporate any air bubbles, because we really need to have a limited amount of wedging here so that we don't blend the clays. We want to keep them distinct. So I'm just smushing these together. And then I can give them a little slam. And I'm going to cut them in half, like, you know, cut them in half like this. You can see there's no air bubbles in there. And then I'm going to just alternate them like that. And that's all I'm going to do. I'm not going to throw all of this. I'm going to cut this into thirds, and I'm going to see if I can do like 3 empty bowls with it. And you see there's no air bubbles in there. That's got a big blob, but that's just because the slice goes vertically. You'll see it'll go away. All right, so there's 3 pieces for empty bowls. Second method, which is one that you could do, is if I take the 2 evenly sliced, evenly weighted balls and smash them together, and then wedge them together, but just a little bit, like maybe 10 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm gonna do 12. Okay, 12. Okay, so there's not a lot going on there, but you'll see when we throw it how it comes out. And then the third way I'm not going to combine them until I get it on the wheel. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to center the bigger blob, and after I have this centered, I'm going to roll this into a coil. I probably have too much here. Maybe I'll use half of this. Use half of it. And after I have this centered, I'm just going to take this coil and smush it on in a little bit of a coil shape on top of my centered hockey puck. And then I'm going to cone it up and down. So this will incorporate it just a little bit. And that's the difference between these two things. This one, you can't really see in there. You can see the bottom though. This one, the swirl is completely all the way through the clay. That's using this method. On this one, the swirl is only outside. There's no swirl inside or on the bottom. And that's using this method. So it depends on what look you want. And most importantly, it depends on how much colored clay you have. So those are the 3 wedging techniques. Now I'll throw each of them and we can see what they look like.